Welcome back, everyone, to another TheKillerNacho Wi-Fi battle. I haven't seen Fan Jesus on my stream for a while, but here he is, coming back for more. So let's give him a good one. All right, so starting off, this is a standard OU match, as he requested, and yeah, we can go ahead and get started. Let's do this. All right, so Stefan, who is Fat Jesus, apparently. We're going to lead with Charizard because that's the Mega Evolution I decided to bring is Mega Charizard X, which is probably one of my favorites of all Mega Evolutions. So I'm going to Mega Evolve, and being that he leads with Scizor, I didn't actually think he would stay in, which means free Dragon Dance for me. Kind of a risk, actually, because if I would have just went for a Fire Punch, I would have been able to take it out due to having the speed advantage as he goes for the U-turn. So a dangerous play there, but it ends up working out for him as he's able to get some damage on me. So not to make my Dragon Dance free, necessarily. So he goes into Porygon 2, and I know these things are normally physically bulky, and I want to see how much damage I'm going to do with this Dragon Claw, and I end up getting the crit, which is pretty darn nice, as he goes for the Tri-Attack, though, and ends up getting the Paralysis, which really does hurt, because, what is it, 10% chance to get that Paralysis off the Tri-Attack, and, obviously, I don't think a Freeze would matter, because I would be able to thaw out. Meanwhile, yeah, I can't get burned because I'm a fire type. But because of that, he's able to take out my Charizard as well as heal because I do get frozen in my paralysis, which really does suck. So I go into Bisharp, and I'm just going to go for the knockoff because Porygon 2 is a lot less scary without his Eviolite. I end up getting another crit on this thing, which at least there's that. And yeah, he's just going to continue going for the recover, wanting to see what I would do and how much damage it would take. And I guess he wasn't predicting the knockoff. So now I'm just going to go for the Iron Head because it's stabbed, and I'm hoping for the flinch, and I don't think I get it. He just goes for the Thunderbolt, which ends up doing a decent chunk to me, actually. But I am able to get the 2-hit KO here with my Bisharp using the Iron Head, so at least that's pretty nice. Now he's going to go out into his Sand Slash, and I think I go for the... Do I stay in? I can't remember. No, I am switching out. Okay, good play for me. I don't want to really stay in against this thing and take an Earthquake. I go into Suicune, which is a bulky son of a Pokemon. So, yeah, I'm hoping I can take the EQ pretty nicely and scare him away with a Scald, and I do, so that's pretty cool. I'm just going to go for the aforementioned Scald, hoping to get a burn on whatever he comes in. Well, hoping to get a burn on this incoming Scizor. And as you can see, the first Scald does not get the burn, and I get another one here because he is trying to go for the U-turn, and I don't get the burn away again. And that kind of makes me sad because even though I crippled this Scizor, it's now going to get a full damage U-turn off on me, which is enough to get me down to red HP as he goes into Chandelure, which is probably just coming out to, you know, hopefully revenge kill me. He goes for the fire flamethrower, predicting my switch. Unfortunately, I don't have quite enough HP to survive that, so, oh well. I'll go into Hydreigon, and this is a Choice Scarf Hydreigon. I kind of think that this is a Choice Scarf Chandelure, and I know that Hydreigon is faster than Chandelure, so I should be able to outspeed. And this Hydreigon should be able to become a menace later in the game. I just go for the Dark Pulse because it's super effective against Chandelure, and it's enough to take out that Scizor despite the resistance since its HP was pretty low. So it now comes in the Dragonite, and I'm just going to go into Bisharp kind of as death fodder and to see what he'd do, but I know I can also get a Sucker Punch off to get some damage before I die. And he's going to go for the Dragon Dance, which it really has me scared. I have to hope that he will go for the attacking move and not just try to set up with Dragon Dance here. Fortunately for me, he does just go for the attacking move this turn, which allows me to get off that Sucker Punch damage, which breaks Marvel Scale, and that's pretty nifty for me as I go into Hydreigon. I know I'm faster because I have the Scarf, and I have a higher base speed than Dragonite, so that's pretty awesome for me. I just get off that Draco Meteor, which, yeah, without the Marvel Scale especially, will take out that Dragonite. I think it might have been... No, probably not otherwise, because Marvel Scale is such an amazing ability, but, yeah, definitely without the Marvel Scale it does. So he goes on to Slowbro, which I kind of looking at his team at the beginning of the match, I knew this was going to be his Mega, and it's a Pokemon that I really just hate dealing with. I go into Torterra, and I do that because I do have this Stab Grass move. I know that he's probably going to Calm Mind, so to raise his special defense. I do have a physical, very strong Grass move in Woodhammer. I want to see how much damage it's going to do. I can also try to set up the Leech Seed for residual damage, so that's why I decided to go out into this Torterra. Despite the fact I do not actually resist water due to being part ground, I just go for that Woodhammer to see how much it does, and looking at that damage, it is a 2-hit KO. But he goes for the Scalds, and of course he gets the burn. I couldn't get the burn earlier in the match, but he does, and that makes me kind of salty, to be honest. Pretty salty indeed, because now he's going to be able to just recover, and at this point, I'm like, well, that sucks. I'm obviously not going to be able to KO with this Wood Hammer, and he's going to be able to just recover. And at this point, I'm just going to wait until I die to the recoil and the burn, because I really don't want to give this Slowbro full HP. I do still have the Hydreigon, which has a stab super effective Dark Pulse, as well as Gengar, who has a stab super effective Shadow Ball. So I need to make sure that he doesn't get any free Calm Minds up, and I want to make sure that he actually doesn't have full HP, so hopefully I can go into, like, Gengar, go for the Shadow Ball for damage, and hopefully finish it off with my Dark Pulse on Hydreigon. So, yeah, basically I just don't want him to have any free HP, and I don't want him to get any more free Calm Minds, because the more Calm Minds he gets, the more special moves he can just start tanking. And, yeah, and as you can see, now that my attacks are doing less, he is able to get to nearly okay HP, although now I do die. As I said, he does get a Calm Mind off, but at the very least, he doesn't have full HP, so I'm hoping that will make a difference, pretty much. So I go into Gengar. He does have 2 Calm Minds, and I'm hoping that I can do decent damage with the Shadow Ball, enough that my Hydreigon can come in and get the sweep with the Dark Pulse. So that's what I do. I end up getting a special defense drop as well coming off that Shadow Ball, so that's pretty nice, as well as getting some decent damage. It's still stab and super effective, and Slowbro doesn't have as amazing normally special defense than he does physical defense. So at this point, I'm able to go and lock myself into Dark Pulse and finish it off. And looking at his team, and even if this is a Choice Scarf Chandelure, I'm a Choice Scarf Hydreigon. I am faster. Take this thing out. Goodbye, Chandelure. And, yeah, I should be able to sweep here with Dark Pulse. His last Pokemon is Sandslash, which is the only Pokemon I'm really afraid of that might take a hit from this thing. But I really don't think he has anything to one-hit KO Hydreigon, so I just have to hope that he doesn't get a crit. And I end up getting the flinch anyway, so that means it's pretty much a good game. So good game there. Fat Jesus was a good one. It was nice to get a Hydreigon sweep there at the end. And, yeah, that Mega Slowbro definitely gave me a heart attack for a minute. But, yeah, today's question of the day, let me go ahead and think of something. Let's see. Oh, this was a question that someone on the chat, I think the same stream, was asking. And he wanted to know, which Pokemon do you think benefited most from his Dream World ability? So basically, which Pokemon got improved the most due to his Dream World ability in Gen 5, as well as some of the ones in Gen 6. Which one would be not as good due to his Dream World ability? And I obviously have to say Talonflame. Talonflame, don't get me wrong, would still be a very good threat. He'd probably still be UU, and a very powerful offensive threat. He does have a lot of speed, so he can outspeed a lot of things anyway, but Gale Wings almost kind of just puts it right over the top, so he can outspeed even Scarfers and yeah, very other fast Pokemon. So, yeah, I would say that Talonflame benefits most from its Dream World ability, but there's a lot of other good options. Leave a comment about that, and see you guys next time.